for you. I'm still searching for you. From dirt to the sky, I'm still searching for you. 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 I'm still from dirt to the sky. I'm still searching for you.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
You disgust me.
Who gives a shit?
Go on.
I made it the fuck up. I did. I did. I did. I did. I did. It's glorious. And I run. Just for fun, 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 just for fun. Just for fun, just for fun, just for fun.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Just for fun, 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 just for fun.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Tuesday show. Caster, we're live. Caster.
We are?
Yeah, we're live.
Did I fix my audio?
Sounds like it.
Yes.
Awesome. What's up, gang? Okay, well, as you can see, Nick Biridia is in the audience and not on the show. Probably because he's on his phone. Apparently his internet shit the bed. So, unfortunately, Nick Biridia will not be joining us tonight, which is unfortunate because now we have to kind of like, kind of rejigger things a little bit to put in a different story and work with
Yeah,
it.
we found out his memes are too good.
Yeah, they're so good. Well, I mean, he is canceled on Twitter, isn't he?
Twitter, YouTube, like it's like I'm like at this point I'm waiting to hear like he got banned on like Rumble.
Damn.
And Pornhub.
Yeah, you know how bad you have to fuck up to be banned on Odyssey and Rumble? But anyway, yeah, okay, so yeah, he's banned for a week on YouTube. Man, that's rough, dude. Well, hopefully we catch you next week. I know you're going to be busy on Saturday, which would be awesome, but yeah, I guess this is what we got. And hey, K Mike, it's good to see you, buddy. And Brian James, hello. All right, well, it's about 2.5 days until I'm supposed to receive monies from YouTube, but it looks like we didn't hit the pay threshold this month. So unless somebody wants to just throw me a big chunk of change, I guess I'm not getting paid this month. So Yay. Oh well. It is what it is. But all right. Well, we were supposed to be joined by Victor because we really need an autistic person for this next segment besides me. I mean, I'm not clinically diagnosed, but he is.
I mean, I'm from Michigan. Is that close enough?
That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, I saw a meme today where, oh, hey, we got Optimus Clyde out there in the audience. Optimus, would you like to join us tonight? Please say yes. Please say no. Yeah, I got Optimus's microphone working this week, so maybe he will join us. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But yeah, our top story today was going to be hanging out with Nick Beardia, but since that's kind of been canceled, the next story I wanted to run onto is one I've actually wanted to hit for a while now, and now it's a couple of weeks old. I just wanted to drop our take on it. So again, that's why we needed Victor, who's still not here. But anyway, we'll get along as we can. Okay, so this article popped up right here on Polygon. And yeah, it says Dungeons & Dragons introduces its first canonically autistic character. Designer Mackenzie de Armas discusses putting a little bit of herself into the game. I think that is really interesting wording, all things considered, because yeah. So just kind of to set the case up, this is Mackenzie de Armas's character, this paladin right here, this white-skinned, white-haired individual, female, who is probably like, gender neutral or something. I don't know.
Well, they made her white, so we got to like balance that out and give her some other check mark.
Oh, okay. But see, for those of you who don't know, Mackenzie de Armas, like I said, this is her character. We've had Mackenzie de Armas. We've put her up on the screen before, and we shall do so again because if you don't remember, this is Mackenzie de Armas right here, saying right here for your benefit.
Growing up, I loved fantasy, but I never saw myself as a hero because I didn't think it was possible for someone who looked like me, who acted like me, who was like me, to be that hero.
That was actually like her. I thought that was just like the. Oh, hang on, was that an actual like self-insert?
Well, I thought so. It was supposed to be a self-insert. But her whole comment here is, her whole comment was, I didn't think anyone, would, this was for anyone who didn't look like me, who didn't act like me. And I'm kind of like, but your character doesn't look like you, like at all. You're a Filipina, which is not a bad thing. I love Filipinas and Filipinos. Some of my best friends are Filipinas and Filipinos. In fact, one of my best friends growing up all through high school and to this day is a Filipino. So
also how fitting is it that the autistic character is a fucking paladin?
Yeah, a little bit, kind of white knighting a little bit.
Follow my rules, follow what I say or else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think some of the wording on this article is really funny. And God, I need Victor here so bad because I know he'd be eating this up. Victor, you have failed me. Anyway,
hold out. You got to hold out a dam that needs filling.
Oh, okay. So we just need to like go poke holes in the dike or wait a minute. Can we say that?
It's applicable.
It's applicable. Okay. So yeah, according to this, let's see. It says Wizards of the Coast is closing out the 10-year run of the original 5th edition D&D rule set with a bang. Sending several highly anticipated new books into the world ahead of its planned 2024 revision, which almost absolutely guarantees that nobody will buy them, by the way. Because every time you have an edition change, whatever books get released just before the edition tend to not sell well. Typically.
But at the same time, though, that drop off's been happening basically since Tasha's. Like,
This is also true.
Any of these books, like, does it? I mean, I think you're about the only person who's picked up Radiant Citadel.
I didn't pick up Radiant Citadel.
Well, you need to go buy it and be the only person who owns it. Because
No, I'm not even buying it. I'm not even buying it. Okay, you're gonna force me to put this up there, aren't you? Okay. I see how you are. All right.
Yeah,
Go get him.
This is your burden to carry. You have to be the WotC simp.
Yeah. This is why I still have not deleted this little motherfucker off of my quickies page here.
Give it.
Find him. Where is he? He's in here somewhere. Where are you, little guy? Where are you? You know, I should know his name by now just because I've seen him so often. But yeah, the Radiant Citadel, that wonderful adventure book of D&D. Yeah, that was a great book. Everybody loved that. It was so memorable, and it had this wonderful character who totally
this, like, saved as your background.
Yeah. I should have this saved as my background.
Teacher, you don't understand. Like, the five little cobs of corn are essential to adventuring.
Is that what it is? So, like, you know, elote and oh my God, it's Diversity and Dragons. D&D. Do you want to come on here? You come on, man. Come on, hang out with us tonight. Come on, buddy. You let me know. Well, I mean, we didn't get Nick Beery tonight, but I will take Diversity and Dragons on tonight. Come on, baby. Come hang out with us and talk about autistic paladins.
Yeah, I hear he did a video on this subject.
I hear he did a video on this subject as well. And what a guy to have on to talk about this, since we can't get our actual canonically autistic person in here. So, who is also black, by the way. At least allegedly.
This is going into our drinking game.
This is totally going into our drinking. By the way, guys, coming very soon, we're going to have the Weekend Drink. Or the Weekend Drink? Yes, the Weekend Geek. I'm already having a few. Thanks. We're going to have the Weekend Geek drinking game. I'm going to put that out as a membership promotion. So, like, yeah, if you get membership at a certain level, you will get a copy of the Weekend Geek drinking game, in which you too can participate along with our shows and destroy your liver to one of our shows. We
promise we didn't just make this up on the spot.
Yeah, we actually we were thinking about it earlier today and coming up with it, so just for you, we want to give you some value. All right. Well, DD, here is the stream link in case you choose to hang out with us. I hope you do, because it will be the first on our show. Plus, you're a bigger channel than me now, so, hey, I need the clout. Is that Juan Valdez? No, it's Serapio. Great name. But yeah, that was the Radiant Citadel. That's from the Radiant Citadel, and apparently that's what Mexicans look like, according to D&D people. 1940s stereotypes. I don't. My grandfather didn't even dress that way.
But T-shirt, the food.
Oh, of course, the food. I mean, that's all that other cultures are, really, is their food, right? I mean, tacos and enchiladas and elote. And
it all ultimately kind of, I mean, we're getting sidetracked, but it's like the only thing that matters is apparently your food and the clothing.
Well, I mean, come on, pho restaurants are popular. And I mean, unfortunately, that's not the only reason we know about the Vietnamese, because, we had a little tussle with them back in the 70s. Look! Behold! An autistic appears.
That's not very nice, but yes, it is true.
It is true. Well, we needed you. We need you for this.
Yeah. I just finished one shot, so here I am.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. All right. Well, I hope D&D shows up also, but yeah, we're reviewing this little ditty right here, and I said, yeah, we needed our autistic person, our clinically autistic person on this
Yeah,
panel.
but Grim's probably sleeping.
He's not autistic. He's just depressed.
He's just British. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's just But yeah, let's see. Fandelver and Below, Shattered Obelisk, Planescape, blah, 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 represent traditional world expanding splat books. Their October release is something new for Wizards, a singular product based on a storied magical item called the Deck of Many Things. You know, I'm just going to come out and say this. As cool of an idea as the Deck of Many Things is, it only works on people who have never played the game. And then it never works again.
Yeah.
Because
this is why you gotta have you gotta have all the other decks. You gotta get Nick Beardia's Deck of Many Triggers.
Deck of Many Triggers. The Deck of Many Dicks. But yeah, anytime you have pulled the Deck of Many Things on a group of players, they will never fall for it again. And I've seen this time and time again. So for some reason, they just always seem to resist somehow in character the urge to pull any cards out of that deck.
It's the game ender.
It kind of is. It kind of is. Although I understand that they have nerf batted it pretty hard, so maybe it's not quite as bad now.
I've never seen it used in any game. Like, it's such a high level item that it's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I drop it in for fun, but I know that the players are going to ignore it. So that's why I drop it in for fun, because it's kind of like, it's a safe item. Because nobody's actually going to pick that thing up. Nobody's actually going to use that and get their character royally screwed.
Mm-hmm. So first, canonical autistic character. Okay, so who diagnosed him in that setting? Is there like some weird wizard who is an expert on like neurodivergence somehow in fantasy medieval land, and he's like, yeah, you're autistic, lady paladin. Like,
I'm the wizard. I'm the wizard of autism.
Yeah. That's every wizard.
Yeah. I mean, we've already made fun of the fact that her character does not look like her, despite her claim that, you know, she didn't see herself in D&D unless there was a character that looked like her and acted like her, and yet this character looks nothing like her in any regard whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just like a hot white-haired chick.
Yeah, she's like a short, chunky Filipina. So,
yeah.
With glasses. But yeah, it says what... Yeah, according to designer Mackenzie de Armas, the choice to make Asteria autistic was the result of serendipity. Right. A happy accident. I'm sure this was accidental. Do you believe this was accidental?
We got somebody in the...
Although actually...
Somebody in the back room? Do we... Oh my god! We've got D&D!
Hey!
Now I got to turn this off. That's how much I like you t-shirted.
Is that Bad News Bears?
I gave up the end of the Bad News Bears just to help you out.
I love that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, well, you know, Nick Beardy is, you know, his internet crapped out on us, so we didn't get him. But I'm glad we got you.
His internet got a car bomb.
Toting backup quarterback. I will step in and do the best I can.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, this is a subject you're already familiar with.
Autism.
You know, yeah, and Mackenzie de Armas.
God, she is. I have to delete videos because otherwise my computer would get like full. But I do keep like a lot of the tweet like screenshots that I take.
Oh.
I've had to use hers quite a bit lately. I never thought I would, but there you go. Always save it.
Well, I mean, you know, she does seem like a genuinely sweet person. I mean, you know, like in real life, but as a gamer type, I mean, she does seem to be very self-serving, especially with this. So she says that the choice to make Asteria autistic was the result of serendipity, a happy accident that evolved from an organic creative process. The idea of being friends with a Medusa is hard, but according to Armas, could be easy if someone doesn't want to make eye contact. Okay, that is a stereotype for autistics because I personally have worked with quite a few autistic people, and I myself I'm on the spectrum, but it's not true that autistics all just avoid your gaze. That's just a few of them I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
There's many types of autism. They call it the spectrum for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rainbow flag.
Yeah, there's a couple at my my local game store that I would war game with, and I mean, this one he would say that he's autistic, and I'd be like, dude, you just talk a little too much. Other than that, he's completely normal. Really good kid. Liked him a lot, but yeah, it's just like, dude, you just need to zip it up every once in a while. That's all. But yeah, he'd meet your gaze and all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's
I meet gays all the time. I mean, what?
Okay. It's that.
Well, so considering is how Wizards of the Coast has opted to basically try to homogenize and bring together the Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, this technically wouldn't be the first autistic character either.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, they did this with a Planeswalker back in 2015.
Oh, so they were lying.
But
no.
Well, that's Magic the Gathering though, which is technically a D&D setting now, but like this seems more like what, Forgotten Realms maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Because it does take place in the Forgotten Realms, which is also kind of incorrect because if I recall, wasn't the Deck of Many Things actually created in Greyhawk?
Greyhawk, yeah. It was in the original Greyhawk in 75, I think.
Oh, well, I mean, how old was Mackenzie to Armas back then, you think?
Well, so she just started playing in 2018.
Oh dear. I mean, I was 2 in 75, so
I was 5.
So it kind of seems to me like I might be wrong, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I don't think she herself in real life is autistic the way she writes this. So isn't that cultural appropriation almost?
Ooh.
Isn't that a bad thing? Isn't it a bad thing to be some? But
if you listen to her, she's autistic.
Well, Filipino autistic. I don't know. It's a difference.
Well, she says it's not just a little ribbon that's put under her character. She told Polygon in an interview at Gen Con, it permeates all of her actions, but it doesn't define her. She gets to express her love of other things beyond just I'm autistic. And it's so rewarding to see her experiences and get to reflect her experiences through the notes and her story. And yet, that's the thing that we're focused on.
Yeah, that's the thing that they use as their marketing angle.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems very disingenuous to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're on the same way.
Well, I don't know. It's just this is what we're getting. I mean, we're in the doldrums right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just gotta weather it.
Yeah. And look at this. Look at the way that they put this, okay? But more than just giving new life to an old artifact, the launch of the Deck of Many Things is expected to appeal to many of the new players suddenly being introduced to the hobby. They represent a very different kind of community than the traditional white male neurotypical player base that for many people is the traditional image of the D&D player.
The neurotypical player. So they make it sound like D&D players are like a bunch of bros, just broing out, just fucking chugging beers. Yeah, bro, I'm a tiefling, bro. No, literally 90% of D&D players that I know are even more autistic than me, and I am literally a diagnosed autistic. So yeah, come on, dude.
I mean,
stereotyping is wrong, which is why we're going to stereotype all the old players.
I mean, it's okay, I played with a fairly diverse player base, but I mean, it's originally most of my friends back in high school were white guys, but I mean, calling them neurotypical would be yeah.
Also, half my group is female, so yeah, come on.
There you go.
They are right though. I mean, there is this kind of schism, and I think it'll be somewhat permanent. I mean, there are these types of players who want the kind of critical role experience at the table. Now, we may not call it role playing, but they do.
Yep. But it's a schism.
and people make products for them, then guess what? It's validated. So I think there's just going to be this double path that we're going to be on.
It's a schism in playstyles, though. It's not a schism in diversity and neurotypicalness. That's
Sure.
that's something that they made that they made of it. They portray us as like the bros just broing out, and they're like the unique, special, diverse snowflakes. Like no,
Mhm.
I know plenty of diverse people that play fucking like first edition D&D like rules is written. Like so like you're just speaking nonsense.
Well, I mean, look at okay. What is very telling about this article is they're talking about, today's D&D is more welcoming to everyone as noted by all these different organizations, right? And how, autism powers my D&D, which I'm kind of like, okay, this seems like a move generated totally for ESG numbers. You know what I mean?
Could
Like,
be.
I mean, it's just kind of like, look. We cater to autistic people. We cater to neurodivergent people. And I'm just kind of like, are you trying for some funding?
Is that more so? Is that more so? I mean, are we talking more so the article or Wizards of the Coast? Because it seems more like this is sort of a Polygon's bag. That's
be.
what Polygon does.
We got it back in the back seats, by the way.
Oh, we do. Okay, let me let him in. It's a Greg.
Greg. Hello.
Speaking of autists, up, Greg.
I am not autistic. Probably.
Ooh,
Maybe.
Maliki, as a person on the spectrum and a longtime player, I am insulted. Insulted, I say.
Yeah.
I saw
Early.
James from Neckbeardia threw an X in the chat. I think he was throwing up an X card.
X card.
Yeah. I saw the subject you guys were talking about. I think it's pretty annoying, but not nearly as blatant and stupid as Aragorn and all that Wizards of the Coast did. That's to me, that's much worse.
I mean, at least you're not trying to turn around and tell us like, oh, Drizzt was always autistic. Like,
yeah. At least they made like some shitty nuke out that everyone can enjoy and ignore, not enjoy. Ignore. What did they say? Enjoy.
Well, I mean, getting back in line with it, this is like, DeArmas's own experiences of the hobby. She said that when she began freelancing, she was told D&D was actually bad for autistic individuals due to the social aspect. Now, that is complete bullshit.
Yeah, whoever told that is an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how many people told her that? Did just somebody just offhandedly who didn't know shit about autism just happen to say, oh, it wouldn't be very good for you because it's for social? And I'm kind of like, socialization.
I thought it was a lie. When I did my video, I thought it was a lie.
You think it's just a straight up lie?
I think it was just a straight up lie. It's just, well, I heard that somebody said that one time, and because I mean, I can't imagine. Look, I was born in 1970. I had to deal with a genuinely autistic person when I ran a game at Gen Con. And I mean, this dude would like talk to himself, like interrupt others. And yeah, for a moment, I wanted to like say, walk out of here, but I'm like, I can't do that. This is a challenge for, my DM skills. So, I had to kind of be like a firm father. And I said, hey, buddy, you're going to have to wait your turn. You're going to have to speak in order. Okay. And I will definitely get to you. If I have that kind of patience, I can't imagine somebody in whenever she started playing 2018, not having it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it's this next phrase that particularly set my teeth on edge right here. In quotes, I decided to come out as autistic.
Yeah, like it's a queer thing.
It's a flex. It's a total flex these days.
Come out as autistic.
Yeah, I mean, who does that?
Like it's some big deal, and I don't know.
I mean, you guys have obviously never seen the stories about people who've had to come out to their families as being furries.
Yeah, no, but I just tell people like, I'm on the spectrum, and everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway,
Ironcaster, when I did that, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, when I came out as autistic.
My view is if it's not crippling, if you can still work, if you still get friends, then just I wouldn't even acknowledge it. Just move on. Yeah. I mean, what purpose does it serve? It doesn't serve any purpose. Just move on and just keep working and doing what you do.
I am legally disabled, but I don't use it to like score points. I could put that in my Twitter bio, and I will probably have like twice as many followers and all these people buying my books. But I don't care. Like that's not the most important part of me. I only bring it up when it's like part of like a conversation I'm having. But yeah, like otherwise, I'm like, who gives a shit? I'm just me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
ADHD,
like
Victor.
Well,
do you have ADHD?
I might have. I don't know. Was never diagnosed, but I am on the spectrum. It's actually it's kind of like a rare version of like autism related disorder. I also have literal brain damage from almost dying from crib death. Well, I actually technically did die, but they brought me back, so hence brain damage.
Wow.
I also have like various physical issues and yeah. So yeah, I am legally
You're
disabled.
legit.
Like yeah, so. I get money from the government for being disabled. So yeah, I went to like world-renowned specialists and like all this shit. So yeah,
The
but like
saddest part
again, like who cares?
The saddest part about all this to me is, or one of the saddest parts is, that it literally helps no one. Autistic people are not helped. It doesn't improve the world. It doesn't improve Hasbro's stock. Certainly not. That's still falling. No. It doesn't improve the gaming world, or even who is this for? Like, what is the It does nothing except make people angry.
Well, I mean, at what point did our physical ailments and our mental ailments define us as people? I mean, is it usually the way you introduce yourself? It's like, "Hi, I'm T-shirted. I have a kind of a bum foot, and I have diabetes and high blood pressure, and I may be autistic."
Here's the thing: that it's not, even if it defined you as a person and you were very open about that, it shouldn't have anything to do with the character you're playing in Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be playing yourself. You should be playing an aspirational character that you aren't in real life, like someone that you can experience a different aspect of the world.
Now, DM, is there sushi in this world? Because I like sushi, and if my character can't have sushi at least once a week, then I'm just not going to play. I can't see myself in this game.
Oh my god.
But DM, we better make sure that the sushi is prepared by kobolds, because I identify kobolds as Japanese.
Yes. And goblins are very obviously amalgams of the Chinese people.
Luckily, I don't know if there are any actual real world examples of something that extreme. Maybe there are on Twitter, but I've never been to a game store where anyone acted like that.
I haven't either. And I think that stuff like that is very extreme, and you do see a lot of that on Twitter where people are, well, I mean, look at just a month ago, we had someone screaming about how racist Baldur's Gate 3 was because it made her tiefling character feel so microaggressioned and stuff by the other characters in the game, and I was just kind of like, lady, it's a fucking video game. They don't care about your feelings. This is just, they're running pre-scripted plots.
Oh, my tiefling sided with the other tieflings, and we killed the Githyanki party member before she joined us. So I don't have that party member.
Yeah, I'm currently in my current playthrough. I'm playing a drow, and the early game when you're dealing with the goblins is actually a benefit because the goblins will automatically defer to you because they're like, oh shit, a drow, and like our leader's a drow, so she must be important.
You have drow privilege.
But then later on, there's like the stone that got raided by drow, and if you're a drow and you approach, all the guards just automatically attack you because they were just like, well, we just got raided by drow. There's another drow. We're just gonna fucking kill them.
Oh, that's racism.
Yeah, but it makes it more fun. I actually had to like figure out a way to not fucking be noticed.
But I mean, Jesus, it's like the hook for D'Armus is in the way that Asteria can find empowerment through her neurodivergence, not in spite of it. And yet, it's like that's your main sticking point of the character, that it's neurodivergent.
Yeah. It's like when Varg was made a whole video about how autistic people were actually the next step of human evolution or whatever.
Oh shit. the predator.
Yes. He made a whole video.
So you're saying that I'm better than all of you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Good old Varg. It resonates so much with the idea of the cards being a thing that you use to change and alter fate and challenge the perception of what a story should be. And that resonated so much with my own journey with accepting what my identity meant and how people had perceptions about me and how I wanted to rewrite those. No, bitch. They're cards. They're a fucking fictional magic item in the game that can fuck your character over or give them so much power that it literally changes the fundamental nature of the game. It has nothing to do with you and your neurodiversity. How do we equate these things? Yeah. How do we equate these things? What mental leaps of logic must we make to do this?
See, I think this is the problem of they're dropping this is like the rare time where they're dropping like all these products all together because they know they have a new edition coming out. So we need to just shove everything out the door. So some of the stuff's overlapping.
Yeah. Oh, Mike says it right here. Show of hands. Who would just use magic to stop the bad parts of their ad? Yeah.
Yep. James
I think it's just. Oh,
James
sorry. Go
from
ahead.
Neckbeardia says that his character's life goal was to open a sports bar.
Was told I was ruining his immersion when I played a fat North FC Goliath. Life goals to open a sports bar. Oh my god, man, James, I wish you could have been on here. So
I hate
much.
dwarfs. I'm not racist or nothing. I just don't like them.
8 dwarves, 8 elves, simple as.
Baron G Rock. Oh, hey, Baron, it's good to see you. Okay, everyone, here's how you get around everything. You use jazz hands. Darwin's World creeping in. Yes. Thanks, Mark. No, autism is not part of your identity. It's, oh my God, stop minimizing her feelings. You've got 2 keeps from a deck. See?
But it's like they always get so highfalutin about it, and they demand all this respect and accolades, and they get like articles about their autistic OC that they made. Nobody's doing that for me. I've been autistic my whole life. I have literal brain damage, like I said. Nobody's writing articles about my awesome characters.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, that's because you don't virtue signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. You know that the death knell of this thing is the price point.
Mm.
That's going to cut into a lot of commies DoorDash budget. $100.
This is $100?
What
for the deck and the book? Yeah.
Jesus.
Who in the?
I
Are
mean,
they kidding?
You get the deck, I guess. So that's like, you know, they're going to upsell that, but of course they'll say, oh, you get the book too. You know, the book full of garbage.
Yeah. Wow.
Or
Okay.
I can go to Etsy for like $10.
Plus, I can get a really cool deck on my own for like a little bit less, you know, and really scare the shit out of my players when I drop my Crowley deck on them.
Yeah, I mean,
Look,
there
this
are
one
so
was
many
written by
tarot decks out there that
Yeah.
look really cool. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame, really. The cost of art wasn't worth doing it. Black Lodge Games. Hey, it's good to see you, man. And thank you for the subscription. I noticed you just subscribed to me. Thank you very much. I need all the subs I can get, man.
Yeah, same. I want to get to 1,000.
I want to get to 1,000, yeah. So 60 for the book, 40 for the cards, which I think includes a fancy. That case must be super fancy, man.
you know, T-shirted. You keep fighting the algorithm. They want you to do set videos. They punish you if you don't. If you just do live streams, they're gonna punish you.
Well, I am starting to release a few videos here and there, you know, and then they are actually starting to catch some traction too. It's like
I saw you had one with like 2,000 views, I think. Recently. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Yeah, where you were reading the
the volition thing.
That was good. It was good. It was well done. I liked it.
I don't even know why that one took off so much. I cannot understand this algorithm. It's like the short I did about all the guys collapsing into the latrine is almost to 10K. I mean, but you know, I do something serious like, you know, about male loneliness, and it's like, well, we get about 1,300 or so, and you know, I'm kind of like, this is something that should affect more of us.
I don't get it either. I did like a Victor makes a character for Shadow Dog right at the height of its like popularity. It's got like 150 views. Then I did one for the Black Sword hack, which I hadn't even heard of like before that point. It's got like 500 views. It's
Oh,
like,
Black Sword hack is good.
Yeah, I played it. It's fun, but yeah.
Yeah.
There is a method to their madness. I mean, some guy did a good video where he kind of like drew this concentric circle of how YouTube does try to find your audience. And I mean, I know it'd be easy to say like, oh, they're trying to fuck with me. I mean, I think we're all just too small, for us to be fucked with yet.
Yep.
But yeah, if you do stuff that confuses their algorithm, you get punished. I put it like a series of like live plays, like 4-hour live plays, and I mean, obviously, I knew it was just for like the hardcores, but I didn't realize how it would affect, the videos, that I was releasing in between too. So,
Oh shit! Maybe I should
It's
stop.
a game.
I should stop doing my live plays, I guess. But
Well,
then we
put it on
wouldn't.
a side channel, because it's just for hardcores anyway.
I guess.
Like that's what I'm going
Yeah,
to
you
do.
just makes
from
sense. You
now
just
on.
then make a community post linking to it.
But then we wouldn't get really funny shit like this. Oh no, not Mongroli. It still makes me laugh. God damn it.
You need to shitty walk.
I literally laughed for a minute and a half
That's
over
funny.
this.
It's your funny bone.
I mean, Jesus. Oh man.
Yeah, I need to get back to making videos. I just do live streams with Greg over here, and yeah.
Yeah. I just mumble about things.
Yeah.
Emotions move stuff online and sadness doesn't get shared. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it seems like people getting pissed off about stuff seems to get more traction, but
Sadness doesn't get shared. Look at us.
Yeah.
Drama and stuff definitely gets you views. And
Yeah.
bitching about 5e.
Oh yeah.
See, that's why I'm gonna make a video about how like Victor's mean to me. He yells at me.
Based. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so quick question. What is the system like for Darwin's World? Okay, well, Darwin's World was originally written by Dominic Covey, who I had the pleasure of working on it with. I did little stuff for it, and I had another supplement I was working on it with him before he decided to stop. But it was originally made for D20 Modern, and you can still actually get PDFs of everything and physical copies of the book print on demand through RPG Object's website. And you can get PDFs through DriveThruRPG. And they picked it up for Savage World, so there is a Savage World edition of Darwin's World that is getting some traction now, and it's a really big, thick book that I need to review, but I do have it. It's good stuff.
I have the D20 post-apocalypse rules. Is that like Proto Darwin's World, or was Darwin's World like a separate thing?
Darwin's World is a separate thing, and it was actually before those apocalypse rules came out.
Oh, okay.
Because it had two versions. Actually, it had three versions that came out,
Mhm.
but most people have only seen two of them. The interesting thing is how different it plays depending on which system you use. Now, I myself am using Other Dust as a stand-in for the D20 Modern rules because I think that it plays more easily and is a lot less, bells and whistles and gears and stuff than D20 Modern. But if you play D20 Modern version of Darwin's World, which is the original, it's very simulationist. And it's a lot more hardcore, especially with the action economy that D20 Modern gives you. If you play it Savage Worlds, it becomes a little bit more lighthearted and high action because of the Savage Worlds system. So it's kind of what's your flavor? What's your flavor? So, and yeah, RPG Objects is still around. They're not writing anything currently, but so it's a good chance to catch up on all their stuff. But yeah, you just like shorts? I like shorts. Shorts are funny.
They can be confusing to, because I was doing them for a while, and then I'd be like, oh, I would, of course, for 60 seconds, I would just like look at like old, TSR modules and stuff like that. So I'd get a bunch of people like, oh, great, this guy's got a great channel, and then they'd see my video on Connie Chung or Connie Chang or
Connie
whatever that her
Chang.
name is. They'd be like, oh my god, this guy's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
She's got
So,
me
yeah, it's
blocked
like
on Twitter.
You'll get like 10, and then you'll lose like 9 of them.
I'm waiting for the sort of Damocles to drop on me because I haven't really been cancelled yet, but I have appeared with people that have been cancelled. So I always figure they'll fight me eventually and like do some guilt by association. So
Well, keep hanging out with Grim like I do, and eventually somebody will notice you and hate you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that kind of did happen with that Indestructible Boy thing almost. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to collect all the problematic people just so I can like apparently build up an immunity. I'm like, well, like you hang out with bad people. I'm like, which one? Like, I got T-shirt on my left, I got Victor here on my right, Grim somewhere. I talked with Garbro, I've been talking with Nick Beardia. That terrible person, Diversity Dragon. It's like,
I mean,
you got to be a lot more specific.
I mean, and this is not to speak badly of Pundit, because I Pundit as a friend, but I mean, Pundit went astronomical whenever John had Jeffro on his show. So I guess if I really wanted to one up John, then I could invite Varg.
Yeah.
No, just get Poncho Goblin.
But well,
Vito on here.
Pundit doesn't have a personal beef with Varg, so I don't think he would care as much.
No, that's true. Probably. But I mean, everybody else would hate me for it. Although, I don't know. Varg has a lot of followers. Varg would... he could probably get me to 1K real fast. It's kind of like, is these the kind of people you want watching you?
He doesn't know how to operate a computer, though, so that's an obstacle.
Also, Malik says, for me, it's hanging out Legion of Myth. Yeah, I always figure it's going to be Legion of Myth that will get me someday.
Yeah.
Especially since I like to get drunk on those streams, and it's like 5 hours of me just yelling. So, yeah.
He's such a fun guy, though, Max. I had him on a couple weeks ago. It was such a cool stream. It was like crazy. I think it was my highest.
You should
one
join one of his Friday shows sometime. I think you'd enjoy it.
I would, but we play on Fridays. Friday evening is when we play, so the timing just doesn't add up. But if we're ever off, I will try to jump in.
Well, that's why I can barely catch your shows, because I'm playing on Wednesdays, and they pretty much end like right when you're ending. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never hold it against it. I mean, it's like everybody's busy. Everybody's doing their own stuff. So just if you have a core audience, just be so thankful. Those guys show up.
Yeah, I do. And I have I think I have a really good core audience that shows up for me on Saturdays and now on Tuesdays. So I'm very thankful. I mean, we're gonna get to 1,000 eventually. It's gonna be a slow grind. Immortal Rising says, is Darwin's World eugenics based as well as Darwin's theory? Not totally, but it's like, I guess the best way to describe it is, if you're a fan of Gamma World, where things are kind of wacky, where the mutations can be something funny, like you turn into a plant that farts and flies through the air and stuff like that. Yes, I actually generated a character like that. That's not what you're going to get with Darwin's World. Darwin's World, radiation and stuff gives you cancer and autism, and yes, it does. It also gives you like horrible mutations. Albinism sounds cool, but it's not in Darwin's World, because it gives you minuses on your strength. It gives you weaknesses and all this other stuff. Skeletal deformities, all these things. In fact, they have a class of mutants in Darwin's World that are basically, they have all of the worst mutations, things like that will shorten their lifespan or whatever, that they're called terminals, because they're literally gonna die, and they're gonna die pretty quick. So I guess if you wanted to, you could always play a terminal in Darwin's World. It's kind of like, yes, I'm going to get this ultimate superpower, but I'm going to die very quickly.
You wrote or co-wrote this, or?
I helped with a little bit of it. I'm not like a super duper author or anything like that. Dominic Covey is the main force behind it, along with really super duper guys like Charles Rice. But
Well, you know, and helping with it
I'm gonna
means
check
you
it out.
invented it.
I don't want to go that far, but
He sees himself as like the Hawkeye on that Avengers team.
you know, I took my shot at the back and I have it, so I have a little bit of a credit on Darwin's World, so I'm happy.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a good game. I would like to see it come back in popularity. I'm not fond of the D20 modern system, but you know, like I use Other Dust to kind of work my way through it. And you could always buy it on Savage Worlds, and Savage Worlds makes for pretty easy gameplay. I think Victor, you've got more experience with it than I do.
Yeah, I love Savage Worlds. It's like my go-to, like kind of like one-shot system.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a
because
good
it's
one
like
for
really,
that,
it's like really cinematic and
Yeah,
and it can be as easy or complex as you want it to be. So
yeah, I need to actually sit down and really work over the rules on it. But it's like one thing after another keeps popping up. So
I'm currently in a game. So good.
Oh, I was gonna say
have you guys-
it's
have you
only
guys-
Monday or so.
What was that? What was that, Ironcaster?
Oh, I was saying it's Monday. I mean, it's Tuesday. Like Wizards of the Coast has only begun to start like doing things this week.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're due, aren't they? They're due. I mean, for a colossal f up, I think.
Well, I mean, Saturday we hit the Unity case, you know, where it really seems like Unity took a look at Wizards of the Coast and said, you know, that's a great idea. Why don't we start screwing our manufacturer or our makers? And they're backpedaling now.
And then, not to be outdone, apparently Microsoft went and leaked its own internal stuff because, like basically the next like 2-3 years of Microsoft's like planned game stuff is all dropped, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a remake of like Oblivion and Fallout 3 and a new Xbox model. And it's like, wait, what?
They're gonna do another Xbox. Holy shit!
Of course they are.
It's kind of nuts. All the stuff that came out there, like they were talking about like trying to figure out a way to like buy Nintendo.
I heard about that. That's the one thing I did hear.
Yeah, it's like they have some kind of like Super Xbox Next X Series. The change is it has USB-C.
Ooh. Speaking of which,
go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of this, yeah, you see how I got this cut? Yeah, and how bloody this is? Okay, you know what this is from? This is from trying to get healthy, guys. Okay, I was trying to open a package of yogurt, and the goddamn lid sliced the tip of my finger open. I mean, like it was like there was like blood all over me and shit. I was like, oh my god!
What the fuck yogurt do you guys have in the US that it slices your fingers? Over here, it's just a cardboard thing that you just pop open. Like
yeah,
what the hell?
No, this had like a plastic lid, and it's like, you know, I'm trying to get my finger under the rim, and it's like slice, and I'm just like shit, and I was like, you know, there's blood spraying everywhere, and I'm like, fuck. I felt like one of those goddamn samurai movies where the dude gets cut and like blood sprays and an arterial, you know, splash, 18 feet.
I did have that with my fingers, so yeah.
You what?
I was just saying,
that's
real weird.
I did actually have that arterial blood spray with my fingers. As you can see, my one thumb is shorter than the other because I lost my 3 fingertips to a planing machine, and blood was literally squirting out like 6 feet into the room.
Well, you see that notch right there in my thumb? You know what that's from, right?
I don't know. Joking.
That's from that's from katana practice when I was a kid, and yeah,
what a weed.
Accidentally had my thumb over the sword as I was drawing, and it's like slice.
Yeah, at least I got wounded doing something cool, like working with my hands like a real man. You got hurt doing some weebery.
I'm serious, man. It's like I had to like super glue that shit back together and everything, and it was just. Ugh.
Well, all of you Chads were going out with Stacy. I studied the blade.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
I'm just whatever.
Agave pasta.
Yep. Eating yogurt like the yogurt androids on Alien. No, not quite.
He was trying to get some strawberry yogurt. Clearly,
I did. Actually, it was cherry. To be honest, it was black cherry.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The right color now.
Yeah. It definitely came out the right color after that. But anyway. Oh my gosh. thumb of Tsushima. Thank you, sir. God damn it, sir. Okay. Excuse me. That deserves a goddamn.
God damn!
There we go.
Surly always brings it.
He does. I love Surly Unicorn. He's one of my favorite people.
I love him too. Malachi
yeah.
is here too. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Good dudes in the chat. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
we share a very good, I think a very good audience overall.
I
Guys
think
are
so.
really loyal.
Yeah,
That's
but
That's fun from the internet.
it's like
but-
90% good and then some really horrible people.
Well, yeah. There's my
You-
list is like one person as far as like.
Oh, no, I've got a
chat
few.
people.
I've
Oh,
got,
really?
I've got a whole list at this point, especially just from this year.
Well, we have something here that that has actually we have made a classic on our show. I'd like to introduce you to that one, Diversity. Here you go.
The world of The Witcher, Blood Origin, is a medieval realm divided into 3 kingdoms that have been at war for 1,000 years. Want to explore the exotic serpent clan who serve the southern kingdom of Darwin? Well, be introduced to a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people you would find in relative proportion in metropolitan Los Angeles. What about the Raven clan that defends the northern kingdom of Prussia, a place where the inhabitants are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles? Finally, take a journey to the mysterious far-off kingdom of Zintrea, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. But don't fear, if you still have a yearning for exotic medieval fantasy, then embark on a journey of escapist epic adventure in Willow, set in the ancient kingdom of Tur Azlin, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. And from there, be swept away in the grand fantasy spectacle of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, where the insular island society of Numenor is made up of a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. Then be swept forth to the distant and utterly different geography and climate of the Southlands, a pastoral folk made up of exactly the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty accurate.
it's very accurate.
Insane. They think we are stupid. They think
I
we
mean-
won't notice.
Yeah.
Well, there's this new King Arthur show out right now. I can't remember the name, but it's based on this book series. And the book series is like it takes the King Arthur myth, but tries to place it into like accurate, like Anglo-Saxon, like the era, like the year 500 and stuff. So of course they make a show of it. I'm like, you know what? I'll watch the trailer. Within like 5 seconds, it's like Black Merlin. Come on.
Jeez.
I'm excited because I'm actually reading the Percy Jackson series for the first time, and I know it's kind of like a young adult book, but I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm just taking it like a few pages at a time per day to get through it, and then I find out Disney Plus is going to do a Percy Jackson series, and then I look and it's kind of like that's interesting. What Disney? Oh yeah.
You should have stopped when you saw Disney.
I was gonna say your first reaction when you heard Disney was, oh.
Well, you saw How to Train Your Dragon.
I missed it.
And
yeah,
they
decided to make How to Train Your Dragon. They made a public statement that they don't want it to be Viking age anymore. Now, keep in mind, How to Train Your Dragon is a silly children's thing. Okay, it's not serious like the Northmen or whatever. But they made a public statement where we don't want to do any kind of Viking stereotypes. So Astrid, who is the main love interest, she's black now. Like the main character is Latino. Like every character has been completely race swapped. They've erased everything Viking about the show. Like all the original characters from How to Train Your Dragon have been changed. Like it makes me sad.
And And this shouldn't be this. We shouldn't even have to say this. It's like I have nothing against diversity, but make it make sense within the world of the show. Give me that verisimilitude, like in The Witcher. Like instead of having this big black knight in like a knight armor, and he's got some weird like Nordic name. Give me like some awesome mercenary from the Witcher version of Africa who decided to go to the north to fight in all these wars that are going on to like earn some gold. Like that's awesome. But like, don't just give me like some Patrice O'Neill looking motherfucker called Oglaf, and then like expect me to like believe in the setting.
They literally could not do that, Victor. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like maybe make it more like tribal looking. I mean, they would that would get canceled so quick. I mean, they would these people. I agree. I mean, it's like you don't have to take it right from modern day Africa, but you could make it more.
Yeah.
Well,
they literally mention in the Witcher setting, they mention a Witcher version of the Middle East. They mention a Witcher version of like Africa. So there's like all this lore that they can easily mine, but they would rather just be lazy and just like race swap, like just like
the Polish.
Like Iskrit, the Maiden of the North, and then all of a sudden she's like,
Yeah, well, Baron G Rock. Okay, the big deal about this, the authors heavily. Now, I mean, come on. If people were offering us millions of dollars to whore out our creations, we'd probably take it.
I would like to bring and I would like to point out One Piece, because that is the perfect answer to this conversation. Because that is a series where the creator, the author Oda, has been very much involved. And he was able to get final say. It is done his way, and as a result, it has been met with a colossal success. Like
I watched the first episode yesterday, and I must say I really enjoyed it. It was awesome.
I've watched a little bit of it. One Piece.
One Piece
on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's based on a very silly anime. Don't take it at all serious. But yeah, the first episode was great.
Yeah, I mean, like. The world is kind of ridiculous, but they treat it as if it's serious. Like this is the world they live in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of kind of, you could say, diversity casting, but it fits. It's like, the guy in the pirate. It's pirates, by the way. The guy in the pirate crew who's already was kind of tan. It's like, the actor they cast for him, who is a black guy, he fits absolutely. The main character, who is Mexican, or the actor who's Mexican is playing the main character, is the personification of the character he's playing. These are all like the perfect casting for this show, and it, like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's a show I highly recommend. Then again, I've also been into this manga series for like 25 years, so it's 20 years actually. And frankly, I was ready. I was already prepared for it to be a complete shit show, just because it's the same producer who did Cowboy Bebop. But apparently he learned a lesson, and literally in interviews he said, "Yeah, we kind of figured maybe we should actually give the audience what they want. What if we actually involve the creator?"
Yeah.
Well, you want to support those people that kind of wake up and, they may have done wrong before, but look, if they get it, they get it. That's why people are like, I'll hear people. I love Razor Fist, but like he'll go off on like Russell Brand. Every time people are like, "Man, Russell Brand is really kind of waking up," and he'll point out like all of his anti-gun stuff and all that. But it's like you got to give people a little bit of room, to grow.
Yeah.
If they see that they've done wrong.
Expecting everyone to always 100% like follow your specific like brand of politics is silly. Like, I'm best friends with people that I disagree with on various subjects. Like, but who cares?
Yeah, for sure. Reagan had a quote on that. Somebody who agrees with you 80% of the time is not a 20% traitor. They're an 80% friend.
Yeah. While we're at it, I have been remiss in mentioning this, but it did matter to me. The fact that 11 days ago we lost Buichi Terasawa, who is the creator of Space Adventure Cobra, who also created Midnight Eye Goku. He also created Raven Tengu Kabuto, and some other stuff. But I mean, Cobra is the big one that he's known for. And I do own all of the Cobra live action, or not live, anime OVAs and stuff. And I do own Goku Midnight Eye, and I used to have Raven Tengu Kabuto on VHS. I'm still waiting for them to bring it out on something disky, but I imagine they will since he's dead now. But
that kind of brings to mind. Apparently, and tabletop related, but apparently there's the Cobra source book coming for the G.I. Joe role playing game.
Mm-hmm.
Which
different Cobra. But...
No, sorry, I was saying like, hey, Cobra, and
stream of consciousness.
That live action version of Cobra was a little bit weird though, with Stallone. Like, wasn't all that accurate to that. I wasn't all that accurate to the manga.
No, it wasn't the same at all. Because I wasn't like, come on, guys, don't hurt me this way. Okay, Greg, I know you watched Cobra.
I have not.
What?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
Oh my god!
I'm more of a Go 13 guy.
Fuck you! Oh shit! Yeah. When you say Cobra, my mind automatically goes to like Cobra Kai or something stupid like that. But yes, I have seen Cobra, the original TV series, and the movie. I have the movie on Blu-ray from Discotek.
There you go.
You're the disease, and I'm the cure.
Yeah, and Fist of the North Star is getting a new treatment, which I'm happy to hear about. Although, as Greg has pointed out to me, it's probably going to be some crappy CG thing. I'm almost positive you're right, because when they did Fist of the Blue Sky, they did it all in that crappy CG. Kengan Ashura is all in that crappy CG.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
Fist of the North Star live action? Best movie ever.
Well, I mean... I didn't
enjoy it.
I didn't hate it. I own a copy. So
I like Cobra. But I like Dirty Pair more. I'm a big Dirty Pair fan. Really
yeah,
Dirty Pair's fun. I like Spriggan, and there was supposed to be a new show coming out of that. Has that happened yet?
Yeah, Spriggan's badass.
Spriggan would be badass.
Yeah, they're making at least like this is what I heard like even just 2 years ago now. They were making like a new Netflix show for Spriggan, and I haven't heard anything of it since. It might have already come out and I just missed it, but
Captain Harlock. It's the same era. There's like this era of anime that's all about like super sci-fi adventure that's like got these quirky like attitude characters that are badass. Like I love that type of shit. Like
this was also the era of anime where they would just have like scenes of like ultra detailed like machines just like moving or like guns and stuff like that. Like what's the mecha one that we both like? Like
Pat Labor.
Yeah, Pat Labor.
Oh, Pat Labor's good.
Just like these ultra zoomed in, hand-drawn scenes of like the mechs, like all the pistons and stuff moving as they like start like operating, and like we completely lost that. Like now it's just like crappy CGI. Yeah.
The talent to do that has been lost. Like
it has. I mean, it's like as bad as I went back and I watched Bubblegum Crisis again on Blu-ray. And it's like, the story kind of doesn't hold up in some cases, but the animation is still so damn good.
Yeah, me and Victor are always talking about like Gunsmith Cats and Writing Beam.
Yes.
Like, where every scene has like a 100% accurate, like fully detailed car. Like the car is like 100% like dead on. Like all the guns are like super detailed. Like they do a zoom in that's like, it looks like a photograph. Like I love that shit.
I'm gonna say this, okay? My wonderful deceased friend George, Bonsai George, showed me Writing Bean for the first time, subtitled in Japanese, of course, because he absolutely hated dubbing. He's the one who taught me how to love subtitles. But the first time I watched it, I instantly went from being, like a kid to puberty after one watching.
Yeah, that's how it is.
It is, because Writing Bean will put hair on your balls.
Writing Beat is a man up show. I'm about to watch Violence Jack after this stream.
Oh, yes. I love Violence Jack.
I got that on Blu-ray at the convention I went to, Dragon Con. The Discotheque was there. I picked that up. And I picked up Memories, which is a great anthology series.
Katsuhiro Otomo.
Yeah, very sci-fi.
Yes. We went a little bit here.
And then, of course,
we went a little bit here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, diversity is probably going, what the fuck are these nerds talking about now?
Well, that's all right. It's not my jam, so I am just playing. I'm actually following the chat. I didn't even realize there was a G.I. Joe RPG. That's,
oh, yeah. Ironcaster's got a copy.
Yeah, I mean,
it is good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It in some ways feels like it was like they kind of took some notes from 5e, so there is some similarities there, but it's really not that bad. Renegade Game Studios wound up getting the licenses from multiple Hasbro properties, which is kind of odd. You would think that they would have just let Wizards of the Coast handle that, but I guess they figured it was either easier to just kind of license it out, or they didn't trust Wizards of the Coast. One of the two.
Probably
sure.
the latter.
Can I play G.I. Joe and be Zardos?
I mean, they have stats in there for Zardos, so you can totally play him.
Nice.
So
Zartan?
Zartan.
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 No,
Zardos. Is that? Oh no, that's the Sean Connery. Is that the Sean Connery? Yeah.
Zartan, the Master Assassin.
Yeah.
So
I'm fairly deep into my cups, so you'll have to.
so the G.I. Joe book works really well, I think, because you're basically playing paramilitary specialist, and you get to be this like team get brought together so you can go out and fight like top secret military G.I. Joe missions, which is great because hey, you just want to go out and like travel the world and like go, it's a game that a lot of former military types are going to be into. It's the Transformers game is also likewise really solid. That was the third of the books they had put out, and
for you, Victor, this is 1973 Takakura Ken.
Yeah, I love Go-Go 13.
This came out the year I was born, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so cool.
I'll check that out, Ironcaster. Is the action does it kind of keep the action moving in the game? I imagine if it's 5e, the characters are probably a little bit powerful. I mean, I guess they probably should be in that medium. I say 5e, but it's really just kind of like they took some basic skeletal ideas of 5e and work with that. You're typically when you're rolling in it, you're rolling 2 dice at a time. So it's sort of a ladder system where the more points you have into a skill, the higher the dice you get to roll. So you might start out with like a D20 and a D2 of all things, and then D4, D6. And if you specialize, you can sometimes roll 3 or 4 dice with getting to pick like the best 2.
Huh. It's almost like a weird mix between 5e and Savage Worlds.
Oh no!
I'll check it out.
And for anyone out there who's interested, they also did the a new My Little Pony role playing game.
Yep, there you go.
Actually, there is also a crossover book out. So if you want to put your Power Rangers, your G.I. Joe, and your Transformers all together, you can do that. You can make use of all the supplemental material for those.
But Ironcaster, I want to play Rainbow Dash alongside the Transformers.
No.
That's possible in the new Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yes, it is.
See, this is why Diversity of Dragons wears like those sunglasses, because when we mentioned My Little Pony, he got all excited, but we can't see it. Yeah. So
it's like
the guys with no big
enthusiasm.
You guys saw the Magic the Gathering cards, probably not all of you, but T-shirt, did you see that?
Oh, the My Little Pony ones?
Yeah, they made a Magic the Gathering My Little Pony mini set or whatever.
Oh yeah, easy cross.
Delu is right. Yeah, some Care Bears. Care Bears Magic the Gathering. I'm sure that's next.
Every single franchise that Hasbro owns, they will have something of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any property that they have license to, which their IPs are pretty extensive because Hasbro had a lot of toys.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will not fail to whore that stuff out for Magic the Gathering, for D&D, for anything that they possibly can because they need the money. So if you liked it as a kid,
I'm not a brony, but I did like the My Little Pony movie in the 80s. Like it's like 1985 or whenever.
Yeah.
I remember
It's
that
always
when I was a little
suspect
kid.
when you say like, I'm not a whatever, but
Well, you have to do that if you say you like anything My Little Pony, or else people will suspect.
So I feel like I should also point out as well, just to get this last little bit in there. The character sheet in there does have a spot for pronouns, but it's easy enough just to overlook. Like whatever, I'm just not going to fill that out.
Well, I'm doing my part to traumatize little children by showing them, the Transformers movie, especially the death of Optimus Prime scene.
Oh yeah,
No.
I love that movie, man.
That fucked me up as a kid.
So unexpected too. It's like, oh, it's just gonna be like the show. The show. Nobody will die, and then all of a sudden, like
everybody's dying in that thing.
Oh wait, let's roll by a toy manufacturer who needs to get rid of the old designs. Uh-oh.
That was like an
we
international
weren't that
event.
cynical back then. We didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I think I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I'm seeing this in the movie theater for the first time, and I'm like sitting there fucking crying watching Optimus Prime die, and it's just like, But that's why they made such a change in the G.I. Joe movie when they brought it out, and they were like, we got so much backlash from that Transformers movie. Why don't we? We're gonna kill Duke off in this movie. No, we're not.
Optimus Prime dying was like an international event. Like even the Netherlands had like a day of mourning, like when that happened. So yeah.
The best was when Starscream died. When he's like,
Maliki,
Megatron, is that you?
Maliki, you need to meet my friend Optimus Clyde. Because if anybody could do a mask RPG, Optimus Clyde would be the guy to ask for. Because growing up, Optimus Clyde and I, he had more mask. He had every single thing from Mask.
I can't believe someone else knows about Mask.
Oh yeah, I love Mask, dude.
Yeah, get Optimus Clyde on your show. He will talk Mask with you all day.
So I used to have like the big transformer that turned into like a base. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
It was like this. He
Which
was like
one?
this waving. It was like this fucking huge, and he had like this little thing in his chest, like a little lid, and you could like pull it out, and it was like a ramp, and it had but the little
Metroplex.
Yeah, Metroplex. But like the little cavern in his chest, whatever, was just big enough for a Mask figurine, like the toys, to sit in. So I would shove like a Mask figurine in that and just use it as a mecha. Like to me, it was just like BattleTech. It was just like this Mask figurine, like stomping around in a mech. So
well, towards the end of Transformers, I remember they were releasing Transformers that were actually on the scale of G.I. Joe figures. They weren't quite compatible with G.I. Joe stuff, but they were the same. I mean, their little Transformer guys were the same size as G.I. Joe figures.
They were on the spectrum.
I mixed and matched all my toys. I had like all the Ghostbusters toys, like the cartoon ones. I had like the building, the firehouse. I had like this. It was like a yellow Beetle, like a Volkswagen Bug, but it like turned into a Mantis. But like you could just put a G.I. Joe in there to like as the driver. So I just had my G.I. Joes driving around in this yellow Volkswagen.
No, exactly what you're talking about. That shit was awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Gosh.
loved I give him credit. Like after the movie, for the Transformers, they tried some really weird stuff. Like do you remember the Quintessons?
The Quintessons, yes.
Yeah, the 5-headed guys. I always thought that was a really cool idea, but I
They
think
were.
by then it was the brand was getting a little tired, but they at least tried to be like, hey, we got to do something different. And they didn't
tell you what,
play it safe.
Well, give me just a sec. Let me grab this off the shelf.
Well, what's also kind of neat is if you get a chance to go check out like some of the other like international like lines of this stuff, like because for example the Marvel UK comics in the 80s were able to go really like out there with their own storylines.
Yes.
Like the Black Ops team of Autobots that goes and does all the missions that are too dangerous for everyone else. Like, yeah, we got to have the Wreckers. They go out and wreck and rule.
Not to mention it was Action Force for the G.I. Joes then. But how many of you guys?
Action Man.
Action Man, yeah.
Action Man was the 12-inch G.I. Joes. They were called Action Man over here.
And Action Force was the British name of the little G.I. Joe figures. But how many of you guys remember the very maligned GoBots?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Do you remember the Transclonomorphs?
No.
That was a Simpsons bit.
Okay. Machine Robo Revenge of Kronos. This is the actual original Japanese show where the GoBots actually all appeared in. Because there weren't GoBots in this show. They were all like they were all like heroes and stuff.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that for sale, but I never bought it. I didn't know what it was.
It's like 30 something, 100 and something episodes, man. It's like how long is this damn thing? 51 episodes, 1,150 minutes.
Jesus.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the girl power version. I'm gonna call them Hobots.
But yeah, the some of the characters who were bad guys in the US version are in this, and they're like good guys all the way through. Like Screwhead is actually one of the good characters. He's not that called that in Machine Robo, but yeah, this was a good series. This was better than the GoBots that were released in the United States, and I would recommend this one if you're a GoBots fan, or even a Transformers fan, or even a Japanese anime fan, just because it's kind of kooky, but it's still fun, and it's a neat idea. And you don't see
a lot of it is because they would oftentimes take those toy molds, and they would just either sell the rights to use them, sell the whole design itself. A lot of the animation would also get recycled. So, if we're like, we're just gonna have these like construction bots, it's like, let's just take them over here. We'll make them like these evil Decepticons.
Mm-hmm. And even the Rock Lords showed up in Machine Robo. They weren't called the Rock Lords. It was actually like a group of rock people who lived on one of the planets who could transform into rocks. So,
based.
Yeah,
I
totally.
was never into I was never into Transformers or He-Man. I was into the weirder shit like the Inhumanoids.
I love that. I have all that.
Cops. I was into Cops.
I have Cops. Yes.
I was into like random weird stuff like that. And I love that shit.
Optimus Clyde and I, we used to watch Channel 11 back in our little town because they broadcast out of Dallas, I think, and they would have Brave Star. They would have I don't remember if they had I think they had Bionic 6. I'm not sure, but they also had Galaxy Rangers, Centurions.
Yeah.
They had original episodes of Robotech. And God, they had so many other good shows, but they had such great cartoons, man. We had such cool cartoons growing up.
Yeah, people in the chat are saying Cops. Yeah.
Yeah, Cops was
crime fighting time.
It's crime fighting time.
Misdemeanor. Turbo Two-Tone.
Turbo
Big
Two-Tone.
Boss.
Yeah.
We can't show it. The last time I showed the intro off on this channel, they copyright claimed me, so I'm like, bastards.
Bastards.
Cares.
How can they copyright claim something that old? Like, fuck them.
I don't think they ever made toys of Cops, did they? Like that was like
they did.
Did they?
I never saw them in the Netherlands.
They were
like ever
big.
once, so
every single cartoon like that was the whole point of the cartoon was to sell toys.
Yeah, but we had everything in the Netherlands. We had like all the Ninja Turtles toys. We had He-Man. We had like I said, the Ghostbusters cartoon. We had like literally everything. But I've never once in my life seen one of the Cops once.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have the license to distribute them in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like in the United States, it's like Mask. We're talking about Mask and how cool it was. Everyone knows what it is, but like the toys are so much more rare than something like Transformers. Like you just don't see them. You don't see.
I had some of the Mask ones. I had like I usually had the villains for some reason. I always
they were cooler.
Vehicles. Yeah,
I had a few.
When I was little, I had the Mego.
Oh, I love those. I love those.
I had the bridge. I had like all the main characters. I had like
what was cool is what was cool is Mego did so many different action figures. So I grew up not knowing that Superman and Spider-Man were actually from different universes. So I had the 2 Mego figures, so they used to play together in Batman.
Yeah, those were great. Got the
Tim.
cloth clothing on them.
Yes, the cloth
Beautiful.
clothing. Channel 11. Okay, so it was KTVT Channel 11 broadcasting out of Dallas. I'm a Texan, Tim, so I've always been in Texas. So Cops is on Tubi. I got it on DVD, Malachi.
Yeah, I
I
got
don't
that on
need
DVD
Tubi.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
It's unwatchable, but it's still.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
Well, what
we
is
rated...
Tubi is Robot Jocks.
Oh God,
Oh,
yes,
that's a good
Robot
one.
Jocks. Yeah.
We just had a movie night where we watched that. Is it that you're talking about the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really cool movie, man. Especially for the time.
Like it's unfortunate, like the studio that like was publishing that was making it like went out of business because of it. Like it was just like it cost way more than they intended to go into it.
They
now
need
listen.
the money. Yeah,
Now
I
wait a
can
second.
see that.
There's a better movie, and I actually got teary-eyed when I watched this movie. And you can make fun of me all you want, I don't care. But like, Real Steel, that's a good movie.
Yeah,
that's
a movie.
That's a good fucking emotional, like it's almost like a Rocky type of sports movie, but with like sci-fi, like mecha. I love
like robots.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, what about Steel with Shaquille O'Neal?
No, not the same.
I saw that.
Yeah, I had it on VHS back in the day.
You gotta watch Real Steel. It got treated so poorly at the box office, like it bombed, but like it's so good, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I had RoboJocks on. Yeah, I had RoboJocks on VHS because back in those days, the video store they would like phase out like old VHS tapes, and they would just pile them up in like the middle of the store. You could buy them for like the Dutch version of $1 at the time. And I was like, oh, like this looks interesting. RoboJocks, like buy that for like $1, and it pretty much became like my favorite movie. I just put it on like 3 times a week.
I'll buy that for $1.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Greg probably remembers these, but yeah, Optimus and I, back when we were kids, we had a toy store that was so awesome. It was called KB Toy Store.
Yep.
And
we had one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and they would put toys on like they would pen them in with like clearance stickers and stuff, and we would hit those clearance aisles and we would just clean up on a lot of these toys that weren't selling. I remember I got like the big giant Metlar Inhumanoids figure. I still have him, but I got him for like $30 or something like that. Normally it was like a $50-$60 toy back then.
Oh, dude, I was there when I was very young at the time, but the video game Crash was happening.
I remember that.
And they had pegs and like entire aisles of Atari games, like for like 50 cents. Like they were all clearance, like it would just fill like a whole buggy. Like they couldn't give them away. No one wanted them, and we bought so many Atari games. But like my dream was at KB, like they would have this sweepstakes where you would run through the store for like 5 minutes, and like you had a buggy, you could fill whatever you wanted. Oh my god!
And
I want to see an interview
with
with a kid who actually like did that. I'm curious to know like what happened.
Well, we got one of them with Chris Chan, and we know how that story ended.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got most of my toys from flea markets. And my older brother would like give me his hand me down like G.I. Joes, but I was always looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, what toys do kids have now? Like to hand me down to like your younger brother? Like, what are you gonna hand me down? Like a fucking iPad? Like, it's a different age that I don't like.
I remember he gave me like a Cobra speedboat, and he was like, "Yeah, it'll float in the bath." And the first time I put it in the bath, it was just like fuck. All the stickers came off.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Ironcaster has got to bounce, and we are actually 30 minutes overtime anyway. So,
yeah.
But I think it was worth it because A, we were having fun, and B, we got Diversity and Dragons on. So hey,
that was fun.
It was worth it.
I was waiting for the invite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I would definitely come on.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys.
Thanks for
thank you. thank you for hanging out with us, man. I appreciate you. And everybody out there in YouTube land, hey, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you very much. And can I say,
Hey,
man,
can I do
Saturday.
one plug t-shirt?
You can plug your
for
plug your
tomorrow's
stuff.
show. We're gonna have Venger Satanis on tomorrow.
Oh,
nice.
shit.
Venger
Awesome.
Check it
Satanis.
out. Yeah, the one and only.
He's a good guy. He's a
Yeah.
good guy.
He's a good dude. He's gonna have some kind of an announcement, I think. So
Ooh.
we'll see.
He's a little
Awesome.
bit obsessed with Banana Man, but otherwise, yeah. Pretty cool.
Well, all right, gentlemen. All right. We'll catch you guys on Saturday. And until then, have a great week in Geek.
Bye,
See you later.
everyone.
Bye.
I thought there'd